Hello, Jill here, and I welcome you to my channel. So happy that you stopped by. So I suppose the first thing you want to know is, what are we making today? Well, we are making these little these belly bands. These belly bands allow you to tuck them up into a part of your page that acts as a closure, allows you to slip your things you want to put behind a belly band in here. You can even slip them up into that top page border, and you make these little tabby things, which we'll talk about later, and you stick your little additional things here. Now, I think we've all probably decorated belly bands in some way. Perhaps we, do a zigzag of this or that and add those. And sometimes we make a tuck spot, and this is very similar to those types of things, just a little bit different on creating the tabs. Let me show you those. So here's the tabs, and you probably can't tell because I made them all in very old book page. However, for today, I'm going to make them in a different shade or color so that you can see them a little better. And there's different variations of these, which I will show you in the video later. So you just tuck your little journaling cards here, your little, yep, and there you are. You're good to go. So without further ado, let's get started. So how are you today? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you like this project. I actually saw this project on a video from, oh shoot, let me see, where is she? Oh, it's been a while. I have to go back in my history and see where she's at. But what I will do for you is I will put her link down below in the description box so that you can go out to her channel and watch. Now, I'm going to show you how I make these, but I don't want to encroach on someone else's idea. So while I show you, I do encourage you to go out and take a look at her video. So let me know if that's acceptable to everybody. Okay? So I showed you in the intro what we're going to be making today, and we're going to be making these little belly bands. And if you notice, they tuck right up under there. And then you can tuck journaling cards, little pieces of ephemera, whatever you want in the tabs here. And you can still tuck something behind the belly band. You can even include it for more secure insert into the top of the envelope. So let's get started. And at the end, I'll show you some variations and talk about some of the other things you can do. So for this video, I've just cut a single page of tea-dyed paper. Mine is 5 1/4 by, I don't know, 5 1/4 by, hold on, 8 1/2, which makes sense. It's probably almost half of an 8 1/2 by 11. 8 1/2 by 11, which is US size for a regular sheet of paper. It's just tea-dyed paper, nothing on it. I'm going to set it this way. Okay. I'm going to need glue and, of course, scissors and things to cut out your pages. The next piece I'm going to talk about is, oops, and I'm sure you've all seen this done many times before. I'm going to talk about just creating this, and for that I wanted this is very old Italian book page. I wanted all the writing to be right side up, so if you're using an orientation type of paper that has an upside and a downside, you want to pay attention to that. If you have an all over print, that doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter how you cut that. So I thought I would like the top of mine to use this piece here. Now, my piece is a little deep, so I'm going to have to take some of that off. well, you don't have to, but this is how I've done it. So I'm going to take that much off to start and see what it looks like. I also need to, because this is wider than that page by, well, I don't know, half an inch. We want this at the top to be the same width as your piece of paper or page in your journal. So I need to cut about almost a half an inch off, which means I'm going to lose part of that writing, but that's okay, because we're going to lose part of it. We're going to lose part of it when, I should leave that there so you can see it, when we cross over. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut corner to corner to create the diagonal. Let me get my ruler. And if I use my mat, that helps me put the corners right on there. I come over here, and for you seasoned crafters, of course, you know how to do all of this, but I'm just showing you how I do it. And for new people, I hope that you enjoy making these, and you can. What we want to make is our belly band. And for the belly band, I have a 2-inch piece of paper that I have. It was actually 4 1/4. So I took my 8 1/2, cut it in half. I have a little bit of mark making at the top, and so that's definitely going to be my top. It's going to tuck under here, and then the bottom we're going to trim off. But let's first take our 4 1/4 piece and glue all of this together. I'm going to glue this little piece here inside first, and then I'm going to glue this whole piece on the top of here. And why am I doing that? You don't have to. If you build a more, you know, you're going to be slipping this in and out of that tuck spot. So you want it to be pretty stable, but it doesn't have to be heavy cardstock. I'm just using, this is regular printer paper, and when you double it over, it works just fine. Let me get a paper towel. It's amazing how I could get pretty sticky. Okay, so now we have that. Let's do one other thing. Let's make our, I like it when it looks like a tag at the top. Let's pull this one back out. You can see it looks like a tag at the top. I like that. And it also makes it very easy to get into tuck spot. So I have this angle punch, which works great. It does photo corners. It's a Crocodile corner chopper from We Are Memory Keepers. It has a photo edge and an angled edge. I use the angled edge to make them like, of course you could just cut them off if you wanted to, which I may do because it doesn't look like that's going to be. Oh, let's take a look at it. Is that big enough to make me happy? No, I think I want it. I think I want those angles to be a little more angly, a little more angry. So I'm going to cut them down to there. Okay. Okay, so there's that. We love that. I could ink this up so that, and I will do this piece because I want you to be able to see it just a little bit. Okay. So now, if you are going to do like mine, which is what we're making, we're going to tuck that in, come down to the bottom. We have to cut the bottom off because it's too long, but we have to keep some because if you look at this page, it's going to wrap around to the other side. So I'm going to leave, I'm going to cut right below this red. Hopefully I get it somewhat straight. Of course, that's up to interpretation. And for the bottom, I really don't like those to be square when I wrap them around to put them on the page. So I just snip those corners off. I keep wanting to put my scissors back in my toolbox and I reach across the front, so forgive me. I'm going to try and lay them by the side and not lose them in my mess that I have over there. Okay, so now we have this, and if you want it in the middle, I do use my ruler, and take the sharp edge, and I'm just going to, right now, just create a spot where I know I'm going to fold it. And the reason I did that is because you want to watch that. If you just guesstimate it, which I did before, and then I didn't, then I took too much, and then the top of my belly button didn't slide into there nicely. So let's do this. I'm going to flip this whole thing over. I'm going to estimate where the middle is here, and that looks fine. Now, in your journal, this I would imagine will be, that page will be covered up with something. Glue. Now this could be glued all around, and this is going to be a moving part back and forth, so you want it to be glued down quite well. There. Okay. So you have your belly band. And that in itself is really nice. Let's take a look at it. You could put your things in here, tuck them up if they're taller, tuck them down, layer them behind there. But you can always get at them easily by dropping this down, right? Okay, so how do we make these little tab things? How do we make these little tab things? Well, we'll talk about variations at the end. So to make these, I've picked a different shade of paper to make them. I'm going to show you two different sizes, and I'm going to show you how to fold them. And I like this folding method because it makes my plain paper more sturdy. Let's see. This is a 4 by 4 square. You want them square. And this is a 3 by 3 square. So we're going to fold both of these so you can see how the difference in size looks, okay? I'm going to show you first on the larger piece so that it's a little easier for you to see. And right side up facing you with the good side, you can see the back of mine is just white. We're going to fold it in half both ways. So we're going to fold it in half horizontally across my page. We're going to fold it in half vertically across that page. So now we have a fold here and here. Okay. Then we're going to go corner to corner this way. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You can see my cutting is a little off here and there, but those will get trimmed later if we want to. So now we've gone corner to corner this way. We have to go corner to corner this way. So basically it's the only spot you've got left that doesn't have a fold. What you're really concerned about, it makes a difference, is that where they meet in the center, because now we're going to take this and fold back. I usually look at it and see what do I want to show when I'm done. So if we fold these in, you can see it makes like a little star shape, right? A little star shape. So now, if you want, you can go around and see what part do you want to show. That's right side up print. That's pretty good. This is sideways. Maybe I won't use that one. This is upside down, and this is sideways. So I want this one to be the front of my little triangle. Fold those sides back, and there you have it. Isn't that cute? Now, we're going to just quickly glue, and you can glue this all the way down, these here and this here, just to make them nice and tidy across the bottom. So all those are glued down, and then you want to go in here and glue down this side. So I put glue all around those edges, and Again, I use art glitter glue because it dries fast and it holds. It's very strong. You can use what you want. White PVA, glue stick, anything, double-sided tape. Okay, now you can see the bottom isn't quite even. And I can trim that off, but what I would do before I trim it off is I would fold all my other ones and then make sure that when I'm going to, here's another one I made, but I didn't glue yet. I would make sure all of my things were the right height, and then I would make sure that when I trimmed it, they were all the same. And they don't have to be, but look at this one. Folded it the same way as this. I folded it horizontally, then I folded it vertically, corner to corner, corner to corner. I picked it up and looked at my first horizontal fold, and I just bring that in and bring these sides in. Oh, make my triangle. Oh, look, I made it smaller. I didn't. That's a cool idea. But I looked at it, and what do I want on the front? Well, on this one, isn't that cute with the little angel with her face? And this is upside down, and that's plain, so I would use this one this way. So let's just glue this. Maybe I'll use it in further along in my example. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I don't edit my videos. So if I make a mistake, you see it. If I do something wrong, you have to, yeah, you don't have to watch, but you'll see me correct it or remake it. I'll glue these down, but it's all part of crafting. And yeah, just because I'm here showing you, if we were sitting in the same room together, it would be the same thing. If I made a mistake, I would fix it and you'd see me do that. So welcome. I hope you like this video and that you come back often. Okay, we're going to set these up here for just now. So let's take this one and fold it. No different. Give me 1 minute. This will be all folded. What I want to do is show you the difference in the size. I believe the ones on this belly band over here are, I made them the width of the belly band. So that's probably a 2 by 2 square, which would even be smaller than this. But I had the idea to make these a little bigger so that my items would slip down in a little farther, have a little more protection there so they don't fall apart. I'm going to fold this one. I want since it has a music paper and there's writing on it, I want this one to be on the outside where it's right side up. I will just take I did a quick fold on that, so make sure it's flat, and I will quickly glue this down. I always glue the inside first. There's no, so I can get in there, get the glue in there. Okay. And then I glue these sides here, glue these triangles down. Isn't this clever? I mean, you could use this for all kinds of corner pockets and such, right? We'll have to think about that for another day. Like, what if you made this with just one glued down side? I don't know. I'd have to see. This is a little bit wet, so it's flimsy. Okay, so now let's look at the size. Let's do a size comparison. We have, I don't have one this size, I don't think. I'll just move this over. So you can see, this looks like a 2-inch. This is a 3-inch square. And this is a 4-inch square. So you can see the difference here, and you can see the difference it's going to make when you get it on your belly band. You can still make them as wide as your belly band, but see how that provides more space for your little journaling card to sit and be protected. And this is the 4-inch, which is a little bigger. But if you had bigger journaling cards, maybe you only use 3 of these and use those and still cut them the width of your belly band. Okay, let's continue on. So now, do I have enough to do that? Oh, and I wanted to show you scrapbook paper, which is a very nice option. It would be a very nice option, wouldn't it? I want that to have a little bit of writing at the bottom. And you could use this. This is much heavier if you do the folding. I do the folding on these as shown in her video because this makes this paper stronger. If you used scrapbooking paper or a heavier card, you would not need to do that. They would be pretty thick. So you'd have to check out if you wanted to do that. But the same making applies. You make them in the same way. So I'm just going to quickly glue these down. And should be right back. Or maybe I'll just do them and you can watch me. Just do a quick glue. I've already selected what side I want to show. And I think I did these at the 3-inch for our project today. Okay, this one, I'm going to have my writing be sideways on this one. So let me glue that inside and out. Quickly glue the inside. See, as long as you get this glued, it doesn't really matter, I guess, the order in which you do it. But if you want to follow me the way I did it, you know, I did the inside first. And here's that little sweet angel again. So we're going to keep her on the front. Let's put glue here, here. That'll glue that. Here, here. And let's do the inside of these triangles here and here. And this one here. There we go. Okay. Paper towel. I should have a wet one. I don't. I just have a dry paper towel. Okay. So I've got 4, which I'll probably use 3. I don't like to use this one sideways. Maybe we'll take that one out. So now we have one with a picture, and that one. These are our ones that are very large. So we'll let those go. And we're going to just, now we're just going to take and put these on in the order we want them. So maybe we want the big picture at the bottom and her little picture at the top, which I think is fine. Now you can use, I actually like to use double-sided tape for this. And I'm going to open this up because if you notice, here's the reason. I put glue from this corner to this corner. We know it's too wide for that belly band. If I put this on now, I'm going to glue this tab piece onto my page. I don't want that. So we turn it over and I can see where the bottom of the page is. I can line it up where I want it, pretty much in the middle, and kind of straight. Okay. Now you can start from the top, you know, or you can put the one in the middle and then go down. I also want them overlapping a bit. I like that look. As you know, I didn't let these dry, so they look rather wet. I'm gonna overlap them about that far. So depending on the number of tabs you have and how far up you want them to come, you know, you can kind of space them out to your liking. Number 3, and we'll try to make it about the same. I'm using the line of script there to try and make it a somewhat straight, right? Okay, now let's just pick that up. See what happens when I move my scissors and don't put them back in my toolbox? I'm going to trim off these little, where they overlap. Trim these off where they overlap. Now you could do all of this and then attach your belly band to the page. And that would be fine too. And if you inked, keep in mind that your inking would all be finished and these would be all finished. So now your belly band folds up in there nicely. I'm going to use these same cards I had to show you. This goes under here, can go up here, and go down here. Now you can embellish this further, I probably would. But with the 3-inch, tabs, where's my little bitty tab? Where's my do I have an extra 2-inch tab? I might not have an extra 2-inch. Oh, I'll just show you on the sample. Okay, so you can see how this one protects your little card a little better. This one is very short, and when you're opening your belly band and such, you do have to kind of hold on to those, but that's something I learned in making them. And then my little cards are the same size over here, the same width as my belly band. And there we have it, 1, 2, 3, plus the behind the belly band. And this pops down like so. So we would let this all dry, and then those would be a little firmer. Now I want to talk about variations. So you make the pieces all the very same way we did. Okay, and I'll put these back in here, over here, just to, I was doing a little doodling that I liked or didn't like, and there we go. And one more, there we go. I'll put him in there, okay. So now I want to talk about variations. So this is what we made today, and I hope you really like it. I think when you pick out special papers that you use, that is your aesthetic, that it's really cute. But I want to talk about variations. So you know this would sit into your book like that, and this would flip down. I'm going to use this piece as I show you the variations. So if we open this up, I did a variation on the inside here. I'll show you. This one's okay, but I would decorate this a little more. But what this is, I put a piece behind my belly band, as you could see there. It's a piece of ephemera. And then I put my tabs on the inside, on this side. Oops, you can't see it. On this side. So it's a flip down, right? Here. This allows your items you put behind your belly band to show up quite nicely, okay? As you can see like that. You can see it's pretty much like a regular belly band, although whatever you put in those little tuck spots will stick out beyond. So when we take this out, it flips down, and now all my cards are right side up, and you can see them. This is not my favorite orientation for the tabs and the belly band, because if you look, these cards, you only see the bottom of them. I'm not sure that I care for but I'm sure there's an application that would make this look really good. Now the other thing, the other option, I'm going to turn this way, is to put your tuck on the bottom of your page. Okay, so when you flip this up, these could now be turned around right side up. And I really like this option, right side up, as you can see here, that tucked in. Okay. There would be your ephemera pieces in your tuck spot behind your belly band. There we go. This would flip down, and then this would flip in. And I like that. I like this one a lot. So this would flip up and out. So basically it's a flip flip belly band. Does that make any sense? So you can see, let's do the one we made and see what it would look like upside down. I would be cautious, not cautious, but I would be aware that my writing, if I made it to sit this way, so the writing is right side up if you have a directional paper. If you decided later to turn that page around, when you get making your journal, just be aware that these are now going to be upside down. And this is with the little tuck spots on the outside. Then you would flip this up, and you could tuck whatever you like in there for your tuck spot in your belly band, right? Or your ephemera pieces or whatever you're putting in there. And that's not a bad option. That glue's not quite dry yet. That's not a bad option either. But for today, I do like how this turned out. I love that we can do that. I love my sample I made over here. I love that there's multiple variations we can do with this. And it was very much fun to make. Let's put this one down in here. And I hope that you try it out. And if you try it out, there's another thing I wanted to do was to make just page tabs. Like regular page tabs, make them as wide as your belly band, and just use those tabs as basically the spot for these to sit behind. And wouldn't that be really cute? Because you know how we dress up our tabs. We dress them up with stitching, we dress them up with a focal point, we dress them up with fabric, all kinds of things. And that would look really cute, I think. So I think I'm going to make one of those. But for right now, I have this one, this option. I have this option, that what I call the upside down option, which I certainly can change because I can put tabs on the front and switch that out. But all my writing is right side up. And I have the one that we made today. So I hope that you like this project. I hope you'll try it out and let me know. Share if you do, so we can see what you're making. And come back often. I'm going to be making some other things shortly. Thank you for being with me today. I appreciate your time. I know it takes us out of your day, but I do appreciate it so much. So have a great rest of your day, and until the next time.